Let's see how many takes this takes. The following podcast is brought to you by you, our 5 listeners, and by us. We do this for fun and would love to share it with more people. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to start fights in the comments about our terrible taste in anime. Let's see if we can get that algorithm engagement going. Now, on with the show. Yeah. So, okay, next up we have Haruhi from Ouran High School Host Club versus Botan from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Haruhi. I cast my vote.
I mean,
there's debauchery afoot.
Botan was like my first anime crush because, like, you know, she's like cute and she is kind of like a witch. She pilots an oar from the River Styx, and she has a cute British accent in the dub. She doesn't do a whole lot in Yu Yu Hakusho, which is, you know, one of my problems with the show.
It was the female character that was the quota.
Yeah, basically,
what we discussed earlier. I mean, she's pretty much like the Eastern personification of death.
Yeah, she's effectively a Grim Reaper. She actually does stuff in the first couple arcs, but as soon as they start getting into the Torment arcs, she's effectively just watching.
Tormentor.
So it's like Haruhi, we've talked about before on our comedy episode with Ouran High School Host Club. I think Haruhi's a great character. She's very like nuanced in her opinions about like gender and like just how she fits into society and her attitude on life and how she deals with the loss of her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Her cross-dressing dad.
Yeah, her cross-dressing dad, and then all of her very rich friends, like her being the poor kid in the rich like school is pretty funny with like the tuna that she wants.
Fatty tuna?
Fatty tuna?
They never actually did anything.
I know.
Wise. I mean, but I mean, not one thing about this high school anime revolved around the high school.
Well, yeah, they're super rich. They don't give a fuck.
That is true.
So, okay, I think that's 3 votes for Haruhi and 0
Yeah,
for
straight
Botan.
up. Yeah.
Jeez. I mean,
sorry,
Botan's cool.
Botan's super cool. I like her a lot.
She
but
flies around on her broom, or her oar.
Yeah, her oar. Yeah.
No, it's like, I wish I could get a good figure of Botan, but they just don't, they haven't made any. And it's like, aw. So I would totally buy one.
It's like Haruhi, I always like Ouran. Ouran's like my favorite shoujo.
Yeah.
And I watch it every now and then.
Yep, it's always on Netflix, and it's just great to rewatch. Like, I love rewatching it in the summer for some reason.
No, don't get me wrong. I like, again, like you mentioned, I like Botan's like design, but fortunately, yeah, she's got that balance of being kind of like a character to Yusuke, and her chemistry with the rest of the team's like okay.
Yeah,
but
she is genuinely funny too. A lot of the time,
there's not much depth.
But I think that's just Togashi in general. He doesn't really.
He's not good with female
characters. I know. But you know, if we're trying to go through the category for like every character, yes, Haruhi is definitely way better written.
Yep.
And, you know, granted it. You know, maybe it's bias going against a shoujo series versus a shonen series. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if that's bias so much as just like facts of the genre.
Yeah, I mean, but you're gonna focus on one sex over the other.
Yeah, if we were gonna do best guy, like Yusuke would do pretty well, or Kurama, or Hiei.
It's Hiei.
No, Kurama.
No, it's Hiei.
I would say Kurama and Hiei are both pretty compelling characters.
They both
Who's
are.
the guy with the whip?
Kurama.
It's Hiei.
But Kurama's like super smart.
I choose the Sasuke archetype all the time.
Fair. I mean, I did really like
Hiei.
Hiei.
For a while, but as I will watch the series more, I liked Kurama.
Yeah, I like how smart Kurama is, and his kills are ruthless.
Yeah.
I don't know my notes for Haruhi.
Yeah.
Says made all the girls of the Golden Age turn bi.
I mean,
that's so true.
The lady plays in the background.
You're not wrong, though.
Yeah, I knew so many girls in college that loved Ouran.
Yeah, it was a harem, but it wasn't a harem in the sexy way.
Yeah.
It was a harem where she actually just kind of helps all the dudes.
And she becomes friends with them, has good relationships with them. Though the twins and Kyoya, well, glasses. I mean, they do show interest in her. Like Kyoya's
was gonna rape her. Well, not really, but
that part was kind of weird.
Yeah, he kind of put himself out there. She's like, I know you're not going to do it. She was kind of like,
bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Kyoya's much like aside from that one episode, Kyoya's way more reserved in how he feels about her because he knows that Tamaki really likes her and he doesn't want to like openly challenge him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the mommy of the group.
Yeah. But yeah, we love Oron. Haruhi wins. Next up, we have Perona from One Piece, Ghost Girl, versus Marcille from Dungeon Meshi.
Marcille.
It's like, I love Perona, but Marcille is a better character.
Yeah.
Perona doesn't do anything. I just picked her because I got.
Like,
Goth
yeah,
girl.
no, I love her design. Like,
design's
Goth
beautiful.
Girl.
Love
Like,
it.
yeah, because, like, both pre-time skip and post-time skip, I love them.
She does nothing.
Well, okay, so she does, like,
She helps Zoro.
she helps Zoro. She kind of has, like, a brother-sister relationship with Zoro.
Yeah.
And it's, like, it's really funny because it's, like, an actual brother-sister relationship where they just give each other shit, but they still, like, have each other's...
love that.
They give each other shit, but they still have each other's backs. And
Yeah, I honestly think that if she came along for the ride and joined the Straw Hats, they would still bicker, and her and Nami would team up to bicker with Zoro.
yeah. And then, well, actually, I don't know if she could because she's like terrified of Usopp. Like, I love that fight. It's so good because her negative things don't affect him because he's already so negative.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just hilarious.
You can't depress me. I'm already depressed.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always depressed.
That is kind of fun. Although, in a way, it also makes you feel bad about Usopp. It's like,
Yeah,
like,
but it's still so fucking funny.
Like the meme was, yes, Robin is best girl in One Piece, and
Yes.
it is what it is.
Yes.
You can't take that from her.
So for our listeners, the reason why we picked Perona instead of Nami or Robin was one, because we couldn't figure out who to pick, Nami or Robin. I said Robin, Caesar said Nami. But
Just
the
so
other
respectful.
reason is Nami and Robin would probably easily win the entire contest.
Yeah, I mean, Robin's I Want to Live. I like that. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like they're too OP as best girls. So
Yeah.
that's why we picked Perona, because we both really like her and she's a minor character.
Yeah, she doesn't do anything much. Like, she has that fight with Usopp. She helps Zoro for a little bit, and that's pretty much.
Yeah, her interactions with
Okay.
Mihawk are pretty funny too.
I do like that one scene. He's like, "What did I cook for you?" He's like, "I cooked more." Mihawk's like, "Get the fuck off my ass."
Yeah, it's like Mihawk is like the dad and they're like the brother and sister.
it's kind of a cute dynamic.
They're the
Yeah.
unwanted stepchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, I guess you're stuck here.
Yeah, it's a great dynamic. I also love her little interaction with Kuma. And he's like, "Where would you like to go on vacation?" She's like, "Somewhere dark and creepy and damp," and then he sends her there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
To Dracula you go.
Yeah. Eventually we'll talk about Kuma in like if we do a best guy contest, I feel like he should be in there.
I
But-
think you would take it.
Yeah.
Kuma is
He's a great
number one
character.
dad.
Yeah, he is.
All right. So I think, let's talk about Marcille a little bit. I think we all like say she's a better character, but let's talk about her a bit.
She's Nami. In the live action.
Yeah, the live action One Piece Nami is her voice
Yes.
actress
The
in
first
English.
ever English.
And she
voice
does it
girl.
really well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because this is her first
Voice
VA
acting role, yeah.
for an anime character,
Mhm.
or even I think just the animated series in general.
But she's the weeb of the group. Like, she
Yeah.
came out, she's like, yeah, I love anime.
Yeah. And it's like all of her like voices and expression are really on point. And the part where she's like fucked up by the Mandrake, where she's like babbling and dumb. It's like it's so funny.
What I'm gonna give the point to Marcille as well. Even though I find her to be kind of annoying at the beginning, she grows on you a little
She's
bit.
a know-it-all, but she's
Yeah.
a know-it-all elf, and in that world, elves are like renowned for being.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like when you find out a little bit later, because you know she comes from a well-to-do family, so you think of like upper middle class type person, like
Yeah, her mom is like a court mage or something like that.
yeah, like upper middle class girl meets working class people, and it's just like oh, we're gonna eat that.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to eat monsters. And then she tries them and it's
And she's like,
delicious.
"They're
And she's
really
like,
good."
no.
Then it's just like, oh my god, this is good. This is
It's like
gross.
the whole thing with Dungeon Meshi, is that the entire party, they're all outcasts, even Marcille.
Yeah.
She's an outcast for manga reasons, even though she's an elf. There's a reason that she's not viewed as a full elf, so people tend to reject her. And she platonically fell in love with Laios' sister.
Yeah, I think she like they kind of had a sisterly relationship when they were younger at the magic school because they were both kind of outcasts for different reasons, and they really came close. And then when she gets together with Laios, like their chemistry is really good, like comedically, but also just emotionally in general because they both really want to save Fallon.
Yeah.
But they both have their own issues, and they both they are friends. They do like each other, and I think in the manga it's hinted they might be like romantically like interested in each other.
Yeah.
And it's like there's that.
And that's the thing. Like I said, like at first I found her annoying, but then it's like as
she really grows on you.
She grows on you, yeah. And like I like her dynamic with like Chilchuck, where she's just like, "How old are you? How old are you?" And then just finds out he's an adult with family.
He's a middle-aged dude. Well, I like her.
He's like 26 or something like that. He's like, I'm married with like kids.
Because he's a halfling.
Or
a hobbit. Or
so it's like his lifespan is essentially half of a human, so he's already middle-aged.
Yeah.
So, but also I really like her relationship with Senshi.
Yeah.
With because she is a mage and really loves magic, and he has his own reasons for not loving magic, and she doesn't like monsters, and he does. But like they sort of develop as friends and companions, and there's a good amount of depth there, I think.
And then you see that especially pretty early on, like in the animated, especially if you watch the anime where, she's a very by the book, like this only works if you do it this way. And she's like, I'm going to prove you guys wrong. And then it actually backfires on her. And then, she starts to realize, sometimes you have to experience your environment in order to really.
Right.
And I really like that Marcille's like, look, guys, what I'm about to do, you can't tell anybody. I didn't do it.
Yep, the dark magic part is really
quite literally illegal. But if it's gonna help, I'm gonna suck it up and do it.
Yeah.
So she really puts herself out there to try to help
save
her friends.
Fallon.
Yeah.
Which I mean fucks things up, but plot wise, but it needed to be done, and it's a cool plot point. I also like comedically how she's kind of like the straight man character to all the Laios and Senshi's nonsense.
Well,
Chilchuck too.
Also like the straight man.
I would say Chilchuck's probably more of a straight man than her because she's a lot more reactive.
That's
like,
true.
Are we serious? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And the body swap.
But also she's a hot blonde elf.
Yeah, that's your bias there.
What was her body swap?
She became a half-foot.
Okay.
Yeah, she was tiny and small.
She was cute.
She was cute.
But
she was fucking super hot elf.
Oh yeah, that was so good. Yeah.
Because I don't know what you're talking about.
Rose is shoujo vision.
But at least with her design too, so similar to like Frian, where it's like a very basic fantasy.
She's an elf girl.
She's an elf girl, but
elf
like
mage.
She's also has it where it's like I think she's one of the few that kind of like wears pants under her robes and stuff like that, which I kind of think is a nice take. And then even her staff too. It's simple but memorable,
and it fits the character. I will say one of the coolest design things is she always changes her hair, and she has so many different hairstyles in the anime.
Yeah,
like they're all different.
That's true, and that's usually not.
Like there was someone keeping count in Reddit discussion threads. She had like 30 different hairstyles over all the episodes.
Even with the flashbacks and stuff.
It's just a cool little detail. All right, so Marcille wins. Sorry, Ghost Girl. Horo. We miss you. We love you.
Maybe she'll do something. Well, eventually she has to do something.
Yeah,
when she saves Moria.
Yeah. Okay,
Actually,
so
she probably got caught up in that gap.
yeah, we're not getting into One Piece too much. That'll just be a whole different episode. So next up, we have Tatsumaki or Tornado from One Punch Man versus Riza Hawkeye from Fullmetal Alchemist.
I can't compare Zoro's sword technique to Riza. It's just not possible.
I mean, well, okay, so it's been a
That
long...
joke was funny, damn it.
It was. So Tatsumaki, or Tornado in English, is the short, like green-haired petite girl or woman in One Punch Man. She's like the second strongest hero behind Last.
The lowly-looking one.
Yeah, she's a lowly. Well, in the manga, she is not. Like she's very clearly a woman.
But in the what's the other one called? The webcomic.
Yeah,
she's drawn like
a kid. Yeah. Like it's the web novel, like the art's so bad it's hilarious. Like it's intentionally like that. Yeah.
Because one can't draw.
Yeah.
Where she's like got very defined abs because she's wearing such a tight outfit.
Yeah. Like Murata's art in the manga is really good.
Yeah, because one can't draw for shit. That's why
that's why it's so funny.
Blocky thing is like Murata's like, damn, this is a good story. Let me
beef that shit up.
Let me put my art on this.
Yeah. So it's like Tatsumaki is as a character, like she's very much like haughty kind of bitch character.
Yeah.
But she's very dedicated to being a hero and like helping people. And she's really, really funny. Like her interactions with Saitama especially are great.
Yeah, I would say I do like the chemistry she has with him.
So far, she hasn't realized that he's just like
OP is in the manga. She realizes it. Like the manga's gotten there
after she got rizzed up.
Yeah,
but
it's like I'm not like we haven't really talked about shipping, but I ship Saitama and Tatsumaki. Like I think it's a funny relationship.
But the sister's so much better.
I mean, I love Fubuki's design, but she's not very much of a character.
Do you feel she's too plain?
Yeah, as a character, I don't think
she's not playing it, but
yeah, but like personality-wise, she's got like a little bit going on. But like,
what was the other one?
Riza Hawkeye from.
Well, let me tell you why I'm gonna go with Riza Hawkeye. It was confirmed that Tatsumaki wears underwear, and for that reason, I'm out.
Well,
wouldn't you think Riza is wearing underwears underneath?
Well, she's a commando who could be going commando.
No, that's true.
The whole thing with One Punch Man is because of her costume with how high slit it is. Everyone was like, she's not wearing underwear. And then one finally came out and was like, no, she's wearing underwear.
She's wearing like very high.
She's wearing like granny panties.
Oh, granny panties? Really? I thought she was wearing like a high bikini. As I said, that would make sense, like having it all the way up.
No, it's just like normal panties.
Yeah. Okay, but like, so Riza is like a good character. She's a sniper in Full Metal, and she's Roy Mustang's partner. Like, and and then they get romantically involved.
They were always romantically involved.
Oh, okay. I thought it like happened at the end, but I guess
yes, but
I think officially at the end, but they were kind of like.
But they've always been like a thing.
Yeah.
Since her dad is the one that gave him the fire.
Yeah.
Technique.
It's she's like a tough character and kind of like a classic kind of choice.
She's the second best wife on the list. Next to Yoko. Well, she's probably the best wife on the list. Yours great, but Riza's loyal as fuck.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is.
Riza's ready to die, and she was ready to die.
Yep. Yeah,
a few times.
She's really like instrumental in the story, and it's been a while since I've watched Full Metal, but I remember really liking her character. I think if I were just like picking favorites, like Olivier Armstrong, obviously like strong blonde woman.
Alex Louise Armstrong.
Of course.
Zaddy. He's got the mustache and the muscles.
But Riza is a good, like, strong female character. And, like, I do like Tatsumaki a lot, but she doesn't have, like, a ton going on. So I'd probably go Riza.
Yeah, Riza really carried the show, I would think. When she's
in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, she's not like a main character. She's more of a side character.
Well, no, we're talking about like character, like even side character, like her death. Like, yeah, she's part of the military, but there's an indication that she doesn't like the military because she has sometimes.
There was that whole like genocide thing.
Yeah. And even like when Ed tells her like her weapons are like tools for destruction, she's just like, no, they're meant for protection. So it's like, for me, I feel like she kind of has a little bit more of an edge with the death of her character. Like,
I think we're probably all going to vote for Riza.
Yeah. But
we chose Riza because Winry is good, but not great.
Yeah, it's like, well,
there.
She's kind of there, and like she doesn't do a whole lot of the plot. Quota. Yeah.
And she gets kidnapped, but that's like her own.
And she's Ed's love interest.
She delivers the baby and gets kidnapped. Those are her two main plot points.
Yep.
Yeah, I would say, and I, at least with Revy, like you said, she's a ride or die. She's the type of character who's like, hey, you know what, I hate what I'm doing because sometimes the things I do I don't agree with, but at the same time I try to do it to the best of my morality.
I'm surprised you didn't pick Lust.
I thought about it, but she's just like not enough of a character. Like, like she's not there for super long, and like she's not there for super long, and she doesn't do like a ton. So yeah, that's why Riza, I think, is best girl in Full Metal.
Oh, definitely.
So
well, Hugh's wife is probably best girl. Why? No, I lied. Hugh's daughter is best girl.
Anyway. It's been so long.
Well, he goes so crazy over his daughter. It's just fun.
Yeah, because he's a doting father. All right.
And then he died.
Yeah, same with Shao Tucker.
Shao Tucker's best father of all anime. What do you mean? Say one thing he did wrong.
I can say two things.
Like, no one, wait.
Edward.
That's nothing wrong with that. He wants a further human evolution.
Sure, yeah, okay. Anyway.
And save his grand.
So, the last few have been, like, pretty one-sided. This one might be a little more divided. So, we've got Bocchi from Bocchi the Rock versus Toga from My Hero Academia.
I gotta go with Bocchi. I like how relatable she is.
Yeah, I think that's her main appeal.
Toga's just your yandere character.
She's a hot yandere, yes.
But Bocchi really goes through it. And the anime did a great job.
Yeah, the anime is actually better than the manga and how it does that.
Well, I think it's easier to kind of express
all the crazy shit.
Yeah, and the anxiety and stuff. Because you can visually see it,
Yeah, it's like the way they animate her, and like they do like different animation styles, and they go like kind of surreal with it, is just super funny. Like I showed it to my fiance recently because she was in a band when she was in high school, and I was like, oh, you're gonna love this.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a musician. She played bass, so not guitar like Bocchi, but like bass guitar. But she really appreciated like a lot of like the cringy shit they did, like band photos. She's like, oh my God, I need to show you the ones from our high school. And it's, oh my God, I died laughing. It was great.
So where are these photos?
She has them on her Facebook. I'll see if she can show you next time we hang out because they're classic. Like, oh my God.
The jump pose like they did.
No, it's like because they were in like a rock, like heavy kind of like bands. They're all like trying to be like serious, and they're like, you are teenage girls in a park.
So she is Dutch.
Yeah,
with the heavy metal.
Yeah. So definitely remind me to show you those when she gets back.
That'll be helpful.
But yeah, I think Bocchi is like a really good character. Like I think some people think she's like, oh, she's just cringe and that's all she is. But I think she is pretty relatable, even if it is like extreme.
Yeah.
I don't have anxiety, so I can't really pinpoint that. But I talking to people, the way that it's portrayed, I get that.
Yeah.
I actually do have some case of anxiety, but not to that level.
Right.
Mine is but being in a room full of people that, especially if I don't know them, yes, I can sometimes be like, oh god, oh god,
Or
oh god.
the part where she's like, I'm gonna be alone and drinking by myself when everyone else is happy, and it's like, oh my god, real. Or when she's like doesn't want to go to school and she's like sitting in the ice bath and it's just like back when you're a kid, pray for death.
For the very first performance, she's like, I have terrible stage fright. I'm just gonna play in this box.
That's just hilarious. Yeah, I think like it's definitely over the top to be like, not too realistic, but it kind of like counters that by being so goddamn funny.
But granted, I do like Toga's character a little bit. I don't feel like she. Well, I haven't gotten that far in the series. I think Caesar, you have, so you probably know if she's got a lot more depth in her character. But at least like visually looking, she's got a little bit more to her than Bocchi does. Bocchi's just a tracksuit type.
Yeah, the tracksuit, except for when she cosplays, or well, she doesn't cosplay. She dresses up as a maid.
Yeah.
So what's it? Toga. Her villain costume is dumb.
Yeah.
It should have been more like a Doc Ock type deal where she had like tentacles that could extract or inject blood or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like
these weird teeth color things, and then like
her regular clothes.
Yeah,
and it's like I think there's like a lot of good designs in My Hero, and for some reason
it kind of falls. Yeah,
it fell flat for her.
Her character goes from.
I think it's because they originally intended for her to be like a minor character one-off, but she got so popular.
Probably.
That's probably what, yeah.
So her character goes from the reason she's even a villain in the first place is her quirk is bloodletting. She needs blood. She loves blood because that's her quirk. And she doesn't realize that she's hurting people by taking their blood.
Mm-hmm.
So she's villainized as a kid. So she sticks with being villainized as a teenager, which is why she joined the Society of Villains, because then in that world she would fit in as a villain who likes blood. The other people around her aren't going to be freaked out by her liking violence and blood and all that jazz.
Yeah.
She just wants to be accepted for her quirk, for being her true self. And that's the whole thing with Uraraka is like, she's like, I see you. You're fine the way you are.
I get you. Yeah.
And then that's where she's like, finally someone gets it, and then she fucking dies.
Yeah. That pissed me off. It's like, I thought she was actually a better ship with Deku than Uraraka was. Like, I think that would make we were talking about it earlier. I think, the story of like a hero and like make her like a serial killer villain like getting together and just like that dynamic would make a really cool story.
It would have, but I don't know if it would have necessarily worked in this case.
No, it would have to be a completely different story.
At least like visual wise, like yes, her villain costume isn't really that great, but I feel like I see more of an appeal with her visually, just because it's like she's again a Gyaru character.
She's very focused. Like when they zoom in on her face, being all flush and like she's going through it in a way.
Especially with the bloodletting and all that, yeah. So
was that her quirk, or was that the bloodsucker's quirk?
I honestly don't remember.
One's just called bloodletting.
Yeah,
or bloodsucker or something.
But then also she has the ability to like morph into the individual if she's gotten.
She loves them. It's what she
it's
claims.
like it kind of mixes her emotions around, which is interesting. But I feel like they didn't really do enough with it.
So they did later on.
Oh, okay.
So basically, she's like her power is that she can transform into someone that she loves. And during this whole like operation where the villains are fighting the good guys, she's like, why can't I use Jun's power? Or the Deadpool guy, the guy that can multiply. She's like, why can't I use his power? Why can't I use his power? I love him. She's going through it. And then she finally fucking snaps and she can use the power, and she uses it to such an extreme, she overwhelms all the heroes in all the different places they're fighting, because they all warp to like where all the heroes and villains are fighting. And then she's still her, So that's the only reason Baraka finds her is that she's like, "Oh, you're the one that stands out amongst all the clones of,
Yeah.
of this
Yeah.
guy."
Anyway,
But-
so
So for
It's
me,
not great. Her character wasn't great.
yeah,
yeah, I mean, honestly, like again, I like Toga, I like her character, I like her death and stuff like that, but I don't think
I don't think she beats Bocchi.
yeah, I would say Bocchi's too relatable to everyone. Even though I think Toga has a lot more depth with with her character, Bocchi is just an anxious type thing. But
Yeah,
even then, even if we were to switch it from 3 to 0 to 2 to 1, that's still you
yeah.
got two for Bocchi at the very least. So
Yeah.
but
Well, Bocchi wins. All right, so next up we have Lum from Urusei Yatsura, who's the classic waifu, versus Revy from Black Lagoon.
All right, I'm gonna let you two take this because I didn't see either. So I'll just go with who I like more character wise,
All right.
which is Revy.
Yeah.
I was saying, didn't just choose Revy, dude.
She's also a racist.
It's just the typical American girl, loud, obnoxious,
Racist, alcoholic,
When I was reading the
school
wiki,
shooter.
Yeah, shooter.
she literally went off like in the anime and just called people slurs.
Yeah.
And so when I was reading the wiki, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
No, we're saying, I think even in English, they're very much.
So the only slur she uses in the anime is towards the Chinese woman, the assassin. But it's like
Revy's also like
Revy is Chinese American.
What is it? Yeah, Chinese American or half Chinese or something.
Yeah, the Chinese woman calls her a Twinkie because she's yellow on the outside and white on the inside.
Bruh.
No, it's like the dub and the writing for Black Lagoon is so great. It's like pure like Tarantino kind of movie, or well, influenced. But yeah, Revy. So it's like I like Lum like as a character. I think she's like one of the OG waifus, and she's really good in Urusei Yatsura.
That's pretty much what I have. That
Yeah.
Mom was like the original furry waifu.
She's not furry.
Yeah.
She's an alien. I
She's
know,
an alien.
but
She's an alien.
She's got the whole.
She's got horns. She's an
I know.
Oni girl.
Yeah. I would say for me it was Lum, but I also again that's nostalgia points. Because well, I mean, don't get me wrong, Revy is a compelling character. There's a lot more depth to her,
Yeah.
I guess, in a way, because she's got a character who's like, she's loud, she's obnoxious, she's
But she
racist,
has
she's
a-
violent, but she has a reason for
Yeah,
it.
she has a lot of reasons.
She's got a really fucked up backstory.
Yeah, she does. I would definitely put her in a similar category as Faye from Bebop, which is probably why I like both of them so much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also I like the art style of. I saw all of. What's the name of the anime?
Black Lagoon.
Yeah, I saw all of Black Lagoon, but it's been decades.
Yeah,
Since
I mean, but
know.
it's so good, and there really is like a lot of nuance to her character, and especially her relationship with Rock.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's like episode 7 or 8, and it's basically like a slice of life episode where they're just running errands in Roanapur and meeting all the different like criminals and doing stuff and delivering shit, and a lot of it's just talking, and it ends in like her having a fight with Rock at a restaurant. And they're just yelling at each other. And it's honestly my favorite episode of the entire series because it's just like their different like perspectives and opinions and why they don't want to like deal with each other. But they do like each other. But they have like differences that they can't get past. And it's just like there's a lot of depth there.
But and I think for me it falls on just those two per se, like between Revy and Rock, because the other ones she kind of keeps them at a distance again because of her trauma. I get it, but I feel like with Lum she has a little bit more of a cast to work with.
Yeah, she does.
Because I mean, obviously she's got her darling, which is Ataru.
Ataru is a fucking disaster. I love him.
But you've got all her friends, from their other respective
Yeah,
alien
the other
planets.
aliens.
And then of course Archer's classmates that 'cause
Right.
she goes to school with them and everything. So for me, I'm like, there's a little bit more of a balance. She's another one who's like a ride or die. So as soon as Archer, she goes, oh my god, we're gonna get married. She's like, it is all the way.
It's like Atsuru is such a shithead, but she's always like super loyal to him, and it's like he does have feelings for her. He just doesn't want to admit it because he is a shithead.
Yeah.
And it's like the bits of like romance that you get between them are really sweet when they do happen.
Yeah.
So it's like I like Lum a lot. This is one of the harder matchups for me, but I gotta go for Revy.
I figured you would go for Revy. And for me, I feel like Lum has a little bit more to, not like a little more as far as death. Like she doesn't have as much death for her, compared to Revy. But I feel like she, there's more to her as far as like her surrounding.
Yeah, I get that. And she is like the classic, so I get it.
Yeah, so then there's also that.
Was it Black Lagoon or Cowboy where they fought the nuns?
Black Lagoon.
Sexy nuns with katanas? Always.
Next up, we have Maomao from Apothecary Diaries versus Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann.
Well, one's 14. And the other one's Yoko. No.
Yeah, I think Maomao's 18. When the series starts, it's 17. She's 17.
17, I think.
But then, currently in the series, it's been a year.
Next episode, you're gonna like the next episode
of
Mama.
I watched the current one.
I haven't yet, so
no, you're gonna like the next episode. Did you see the ending?
I saw the preview. It's her and it's anyway. Yeah. Okay.
It's about to get touched.
Well, all right.
Anyway, so Yoko is another classic one. She's got the big anime boobs. She's 14, which if you watch the first episode, totally ruined my childhood. And it's
you think she's the same age as Kamino?
I know, that's what I thought. I thought they were both 18, 19, and then it's nope.
Yeah, that's what
14.
I thought at first, and then it was wait.
I think Simon's 12.
Yeah.
He's probably also 14. He's close to age as Yoko.
It's so she's got big boobs. She's wearing the bikini. She has the sniper rifle. She's got a cool design, and it's beautiful.
Yes, I would say I really do like her design. And then the other thing too is I think one of the reasons why we probably were oh, she's a lot older than she is just because her personality is very mature.
she's the mature one,
very mature. Yeah.
And she does cool shit in the show. It does kind of sideline her as it goes on when it's more about Simone by himself and blah blah blah. I would vote Maomao pretty easily. I think she's great. I think she has a ton of depth as a character, and she totally carries her show.
Simone was also 14.
All right.
I also choose Maomao. Maomao, it's a good show.
Yeah. Yeah. And part of the edge for me for Maomao is because Maomao does carry the show.
She actually
it's the side and minor characters are good, but so much of it is just Maomao, her personality and doing stuff.
So this is the way I interpret Apothecary. Maomao is a side character to everyone else, but she's the focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone else is considerably more important than she is, but she's the focal.
I think people are realizing that, the characters in the show are realizing that, because it's once it was revealed who her dad was, and then she keeps interacting with Jinshi, who's high up there, even if no one doesn't officially know who he is, and then she interacts with the emperor and the empress, and it's oh, she's I'm just a servant girl, and it's no, you're not anymore.
Yeah. If the emperor is giving you okay to do shit, you're not just a servant. You're not just a poison taster.
Yeah, she doesn't want to acknowledge how important she's become in the court, which I get, because she doesn't want to get executed for doing something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I love the mysteries in the show and characters, and it's just
sadly this last episode was kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't call it ass. I just think it didn't really belong. Yeah, it didn't really fit, and I think it was just kind of
we needed to break the pace for whatever was coming. Yeah. No, I think get it. It's just it was so good, and it's just and now we're telling ghost stories.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird break, but it looks like main plot stuff is getting back to it next episode, so I'm excited.
I will say we also enjoy the fact that she is not a snitch, right?
Yeah.
Get stitches. Yeah, but that
I
is
don't know.
Also, she can smack a bitch when she wants to.
yes.
It's just that meme. I'm blind in my left eye and 95% blind in my right eye. And
Well-
someone's in my eye that day.
Yep.
But no, like I like that because you have some of those characters who they're overtly righteous
Mm-hmm.
and
Courtesans.
they will outright say what's going on or what's the situation or what their views are. And Mamo's just like she analyzes reviews from the side and then kind of
Hints at it,
manipulates,
yeah.
her surrounding
'Cause-
people to.
She doesn't want to like speculate and say like for sure this is what it is and like accuse someone of something because it's like she's not really in a position where she can do that.
Yeah, and that was kind of the reason. It's because she could very well just use it to her advantage and maybe move up the ranks that way.
I'm sure she could. And it's like,
she doesn't.
like Jinshi's identity, she kind of already figured out she just doesn't want to acknowledge it because of all like the trouble that could come along with it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Maybe in the like right now, she's starting to piece it together.
Yeah.
Especially with like 2 episodes ago, where she's like,
but even like
with
in the
Ember
first season,
and-
she had the idea about like them being switched at birth.
mhm.
Mhm.
And she's like, nope, I don't want to think about that. It's way more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the things I do like, where she's just like, not getting involved.
Yeah.
Just back away.
But also, like, I like how, she has the freckles and she's more like plain in quotation marks. She's still pretty.
Mhm.
But, like, then when she dresses up, she's very
The
attractive.
freckles that she puts on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like it's a cool detail.
Yeah, and
She's like, if I'm not pretty, then they won't want me.
Yeah.
and don't get me wrong, like so Yoko has a better design because it's a little more
Pops.
it
Yeah.
pops. But when it comes to Maomao, like that's intentional.
Yeah, it's
She's-
definitely well thought out. It's not just like an anime design that's cool.
Exactly.
And Yoko doesn't do anything in her own story.
Yeah.
From what I remember,
Yeah, the
think she
second
really
half, she
did
doesn't do a
anything.
whole lot.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't remember her doing anything in the first half.
She cries over Kamino.
Yeah, the only thing that Yoko ever did in the anime is the kiss of death. She kissed Kamina, he fucking died. She kissed the star guy, he fucking died.
Yeah.
Don't kiss 14-year-olds.
It's another one of
14
those
in the
like
first
shonen women just don't get, shonen girls get the short end of the stick.
Like in the second one, she was like, I'll take the sacrifice, I'll go out there and die. And then Star Dude's like, nah, give me a kiss, bitch. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
But Maomao at least I feel like has a little more depth, a little more chemistry with her
more
surroundings.
depth, more agency.
Yeah.
And she's like really smart and funny.
And the reason why she doesn't try to get as involved is because, growing up in the red light district and also making her appearance more plain as
Yeah.
she's seen stuff.
Yeah.
Like, they don't outright say it,
Yeah.
but she knows what happens
And
behind closed doors.
it's a really cool perspective for a character that you don't see a lot in anime.
Yeah.
I like when she character breaks. She's like, oh shit.
Yeah, when she
Oh,
gets
yeah.
excited about
Those are
And
funny.
everyone's like,
And I love her little like chibi cat things. Like I have that shirt of her.
Like a little gremlin.
Yeah, she's a great Kremlin protagonist.
Well, that was one of the funny parts in one of the episodes. And she's like, I don't understand why anyone would want a cat. They do this and this. He's like, wait a second. It's
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that was a great joke.
And I do like that you see like with her like bandage wrapped around her arm and stuff like that. In order to get her knowledge expanded, she
Mhm.
is willing to test poisons and medicines on herself.
Which is both funny and cool. And
Just
like,
she's not above doing what she needs to get her way.
yeah.
Like in one episode, she had like Jinshi's handkerchief, and she flashed it to the maid girls. Like, look, I'll let you sniff this if you just.
Because everyone's so obsessed
Yeah.
with Jinshi. Yeah, that was a good bit. All right, so Maomao wins, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So next up, this one might be a little difficult, especially for Caesar.
Nope, I really have my choice.
It's Megumin from Konosuba versus C2 from Code Geass.
Mm,
It's Megumin. And these are my reasons why. Just 2 very good reasons on her chest.
Wait,
one
Megumin's
very good
flat,
reason.
though.
Excuse me? And one very good reason on top of her head.
Her hat is cute. Okay, so
Megumin has a shared birthday with the best third of this podcast.
Wait a second. Birthday's on in April?
it's not in November either.
No, I always liked Megumin's design. Just
Yeah,
typical big-headed witch anime girl.
I do like her design. I think all of the designs in Konosuba are good.
Mhm.
Personally, like if I were picking favorites, I would pick Darkness. Everyone knows this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my big titty blondes. But
so as off tangent, in that Amazon shopper anime,
Yeah.
the fucking queen is literally just Darkness.
I know.
I saw that. I'm like, damn it, Sam. You're gonna love this kid.
I know.
Still throwing himself at her. He's like, you sleep with the furry, but you won't fuck me.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, dude, just fuck her. Come on.
Like, no, I have a wife
And it's like, okay.
and 2 cat girls.
Yeah. Anyway,
And
so I think all of the designs in Konosuba are really good. Like it's one of the big strengths of the anime.
all of them.
Like I also really like Wiz, and Aqua's got a good design too. Yun and I'm sure Chris / Goddess.
I like the demon guy. I know he's
Vanir?
wearing like a suit, but I like his mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Megumin as a character, I think she's really funny. And I like her, which is, I mean, obviously is good in comedy,
Mhm.
but I like her chemistry with Kazuma because, like, they start out, you know, kind of at odds because she's a useless mage who only knows the explosion spell, but then they become friends over the course of time, and like they really bond over magic. And then there's like actually some romantic chemistry there, and I think it actually works in the show pretty well.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, talking about her design. So going back to how some of the other ones we've been talking about, how it's simplistic fantasy, where it's enough that you know it's
Mhm.
fantasy, but it's not overtly, like too much. You know,
Yeah.
it's practical. She can still run in it. I feel like the cape kind of makes it a little bit funny.
Yeah,
Because,
it's very.
The billows.
Yeah,
People billowing.
but it's like, you know, but it's simple because it goes with her. Like, yes, she's powerful. She's, you know, she's got magic abilities.
But she's also like a Chunibyo.
That's fair.
really,
I'll call you back later.
really.
All right. Book the pinball show. I'll call you back later.
Just answer
All
the
right,
question.
what's the question?
I'll pause it.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, Megumin has a cool hat and a cool cat.
Yeah. So
And a great birthday. Just like
okay, but so what? As Sam was saying, with like the cool hat, billowing cape, and everything, it's simplistic design. But it also goes with her personality because she's just simple. Her magic, you know, and there's the hat that indicates that she's, you know, uses magic. But it's only one spell.
But she also has the eye patch because she's like it's useless and she's a Chunibyo.
Yeah.
Like everyone from her village is. And you see a lot more of that in the spinoff.
Yeah, because some Japanese guy came, was reincarnated, and made this village of
Yep.
Chunbyos.
Mm-hmm.
And all they do is pose and say one-liners.
Yep, it's great.
It's funny, and but I mean it's also a cute design too. I like that as well. It's just like, oh, it's adorable and just tiny.
So I like Megumin a lot. There's also okay. So the other side of this match, C2 from Code Geass,
Right.
green-haired piece of girl.
I mean, she probably does. She's probably rocking double C's.
She's got a decent relationship with Lelouch. And then like at the end, it's pretty cool how like they're still together at the end.
In the movie too. In the movie, it goes even further.
Mm.
In the movie, he doesn't die, but he loses all his memory. So he regresses to essentially what's like a toddler.
Well, I mean, he doesn't die in the series either.
But yeah,
He fakes his death.
well, it was implied, but the movie made it for sure that he was alive.
Okay.
So in the movie, he has no memories.
I
And-
fucking hate amnesia as a trope.
It's not amnesia. He literally just he lost Lelouch. It was a shell. When he died, all of his Well, yeah, it's amnesia, but all of him was lost to the other world.
Okay.
So basically, he had to go into the other world, get himself back, and that's how he came back in Lelouch.
I don't know. I think like C2 is all right as a character.
You can't say she didn't push the plot forward. She's the fucking
she
plot.
is the plot. Yeah.
She helped Charles. She did everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's okay. I would definitely.
I would say she is pretty compelling of a character as far as like dynamic of chemistry with everyone. She pushes the plot, but I feel like she has more of a like Rukia, where she's like drives a plot, but at the same time she's more involved than Rukia is, in my opinion.
I think so.
Rukia gets way more involved later on. It's just from season 2 she's captured. Season 3 she's back on the fighting
But
front.
it takes a while for that, you know. Whereas Code Geass, you know, C2 is not really. It's not like we're waiting, you know, 4 seasons before.
I know, but like a bunch of the time she's just hanging around eating pizza and doing nothing.
And then she also gets amnesia at one point.
Yeah, I would say, doesn't she? Like,
I mean, Code Geass is just a treasure trove for bullshit plot holes.
Name one.
The existence of Rolo.
Name 3.
Suzaku being a stupid little bitch for no reason.
Name 6.
Just like every single ass pull in that series.
I don't know what you're talking about. Suzaku was clearly just up in the rafters waiting for the guards to come. Like, it's just like a normal person would do.
Absolutely. Table Kun did nothing wrong.
Table Kun took it like a champ.
All right. I'm gonna vote Megumin. I think she is clearly better.
Yeah, Megumin.
Yeah, I'll go with Megumin. Yeah.
Explosion. What are my notes for Megumin? Oh, it's pretty much everything I said.
All right, last battle of round 1 is Misuzu from Tomo-chan as a girl versus Ryuko Matoi from Kill la Kill.
Misuzu. Misuzu's just better. Like, she actually cares for Tomo and wants her to date the main guy.
She does. Like, she's a total shit stirrer too, which is really funny.
Yeah, I would say.
I like her cold, harsh delivery. She's like, nah,
yeah, it's like, I don't know, in high school, she would have been the girl that I would be into. But I don't know, I love Kill la Kill and I like Ryuko a lot. Like, Ryuko is...
does a lot about you. And your taste.
I'm a man of culture.
Mm-hmm.
Kill la Kill is fucking hysterical.
I'd like to make a point that she is 17 years old.
You know, I changed my mind.
Ryuko is older than Misuzu.
Yeah, but Misuzu's not going around in a fucking One Piece.
The One Piece?
Found the One Piece. The One Piece is real. All right.
I like Misuzu. I like her deadpan, like,
delivery.
She gives no shits. And
right.
takes no
the
shits.
Ryuko is like quintessential, like, badass girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Ryoko has a very stunning silhouette with her costume and her half-blade sword.
Yeah.
thing.
I think Ryuko is not like a nuanced character just because that whole anime is so like and in your face, and that's part of what makes it fun.
It's a trigger.
Yeah,
exactly. But it's like, I don't know. I love Kill la Kill as a show for, you know, because it's like great animation and action. It's really funny. Lots of memorable characters. I do like Tomo-chan, and I do like Misuzu, but I would vote Ryuko.
I was say we've got 2 different kind of like sides of the spectrum. You have kind of like that dry, neutral individual, and then you've got the fierce and stubborn, like,
in your face. Like,
yeah, I mean, they both fear nothing. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, very little things that they would fear is like the people, like losing the people they care about around them.
yeah.
So like they're similar in that nature, but the way that they deliver their or express themselves are like the complete opposite.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
I do love Ryuko's intro as a character. Is her like literally like walking into town and just taking a bite out of a fucking lemon. It's like, that's who she is.
I mean, I like Ryuko. I like how the first transformation, like, what is this? I can't walk around in this. He's like, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
It's like, I mean, it's all like satire and it's really funny. Yeah, I don't know. I vote Ryuko.
Nah, I got the Misuzu. I just Tomo-chan's more fresh in my head, so
No, that makes sense because I would say
We were rewatching it. Spoilers for the next episode.
I wasn't rewatching it. I just remember it.
Oh,
Taser me. The fuck was her name?
Taser me Elmo.
Taser me.
Carol.
Carol.
Yeah, Taser me Carol.
I love Carol. For me, I would have probably had put her on the list.
I thought about it, but I like Misuzu better.
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
We all said Misuzu, even though Carol's best girl. She's blonde haired, blue eyed in Japan.
Big boobs.
I just liked her, her
Also, Misuzu has the best mom.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is
Vote her.
Are you gonna vote for Misuzu?
Actually, I think I'm going to do Misuzu just because I felt like her death was a little bit more because, like, towards the end of the series, she kind of apologizes for
being a bitch.
being the way she was, and it lets her kind of like let go of her guilt of why she was kind of manipulating her friends and stuff. Because I mean, realistically, she's not that great of a friend.
She's
she is protective of Tomo, don't be wrong, but
she is definitely a shit stirrer.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking funny when she does.
But you had a couple of episodes where when she did it, she went too far and she saw the repercussions, like with Carol and
even sometimes with Tomo too.
And even with Tomo. So, like, by the end, when she's apologizing for the way she was, it gives her, like, that chance to, like, grow a little bit. So that's why I'm giving her a little bit more of an edge than Ryuko, because, again, they're both very similar in, like, their desires. It's just the way that they express it.
Ryuko was on a revenge mission.
Well, yeah, but I meant, like, they're both, they both care about who their surrounding people,
right?
Like their found family, so to speak. And the only difference, though, is like, Ryuko's doing it for revenge, but she's just she's fierce, she's stubborn, she's loud.
Mm-hmm.
She fears very little. Misuzu also fears very little, but she's willing to go to bullies and be like, "I need you to do shit."
Yeah, she's more deadpan.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. All right. I mean, it's like I like Ryuko better, but I'm not unhappy with that. I like Misuzu too.
Yeah.
All right, and that does it for the first round. The next rounds will hopefully be much faster because we've already talked about all the characters. And we can just like go who's better than who. Mm-hmm. So for the second round, we have Saris from Hellsing Ultimate versus Yor from Spy Family. Yor?
Yeah.
Yor also has big tits. But he doesn't have a cannon. So I mean,
yeah.
She's got a blade.
I might pick Saris, but I do also really like Yor.
I mean, it's totally fine if you want to pick Saris. We don't all have to unanimously.
Yeah.
It's like the best mom next to Riza, who's not a mom.
Yeah.
I mean, she is a mom. She has the dog.
It's again, it's just the whole like Saris is good. She's plot driven and everything, like as we mentioned before. But Yor just has that little
more character.
Yeah, character chemistry.
Yeah. All right. So Yor wins that round. And then you have Ryu from Danmachi versus Mine from Bookworm. And I think Mine wins that pretty easy.
For me, yeah. But again, I am also biased because
you haven't seen Danmachi.
Not much of
it.
Yeah.
Caesar, what do you think, though? You seem to be struggling. I know, like, hot elf girl, but like... But Mine is such a great character.
Mine's gonna move on, but Ryu has a really good backstory.
She does. But I think Mine's got to win it.
Yeah, mine wins, but my choice is still Ryu.
Next one, Katarina or Baccarina from Villainess versus Misty.
Misty.
I got to go with Baccarina. I think she's like, I like her character more.
From like...
Misty for nostalgia.
They're both compelling, but for me, being both compelling characters.
Bisexual reverse harem.
All right, you got me. No, no. I would say Katarina.
Pokemon's the OG anime.
So what? That doesn't make her better.
Shalom did lose.
Yeah, no, I would say Katarina just because, like, again, same thing. It's just the chemistry of her surroundings.
Katarina Devon from One Piece. That's girl.
All right. Next one, Momo versus Freerun. This one's hard. It's like Momo is more like fun and like, you know, in your face, but like Freerun is just such an awesome character.
Mm,
And they're both good waifus.
same waifu per se for me. It's just like
Freeman was good, but I'm gonna go Momo.
Momo.
Ooh, wow. I was gonna go Freerun.
Actually.
What?
It's Maomao, not Momo.
Yeah, I'm talking Momo from Dan to Dan.
Yeah, Dan to Dan.
Oh,
Yeah.
then Freeman.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Momo still.
All right.
I thought you said Maomao.
Yeah.
Freeman.
No. Okay, so Freerun beats Momo from Dan to Dan.
Yeah, she's racist.
Yeah, no, Freerun versus Maomao would be really
What did
hard.
Momo do? Fight the Loch Ness monster? Nothing.
All right, next we have Haruhi from Oran Academy versus Marcille from Dungeon Meshi. It's another hard one. I gotta go Marcille, I think.
Yeah, I like Dungeon Meshi more. I like her character.
I think she has, well, no, they both have good development,
Yeah,
but I gotta go with my blonde elf.
I almost wanted to go back to Freerun just because she's got better development again against two parties, but you know, again with Momo, like it was just the whole. Just I liked her chemistry with her friends, but anyways, so with Haruhi or
Marcille.
Marcille.
Yeah, I just like Marcel more. I mean, I love Harley.
Yeah.
I would say I love
Oh,
Haruhi.
Harley. Like,
It's like I love Haruhi as a show, and well, I also love Dungeon Meshi as a show, but I think like Marcille as a character stands out more.
I think so too. I'm gonna lean on that as well, just because again, like you know, she started off with like for me at least, it was like an adventure together,
Mhm.
like development, like wise. It's like oh, she's annoying, but you know what? She's not that bad.
where
Yeah.
did you get the
Yeah.
pencil?
What?
I haven't seen the pencil in years.
I've been using it this whole time.
So we've been recording for what 3 hours?
I am a
Marxism?
writer. I own pencils.
Marxism is spotting shit when way past it.
I'm not God. I don't use a pen.
I use erasable pens.
It's like
I am
shit,
a
that's
God.
not
I'm
hot.
not the God. So next is Riza from Full Metal Alchemist versus Bocchi.
Reason. Reason more grounded.
She's more grounded, but like Bocchi has that like.
Sochi's great, but Riza's more.
I'm leaning on Riza.
I would say Bocchi, but I'll let you guys win. Well, you would win anyway, but like you know what I mean. All right.
It's hard to go against Full Metal Alchemist. I mean, it was #1 anime for decades.
I mean, just because it's #1 on my anime list doesn't mean it has to be your favorite. Like we're going on our own opinions.
And I love Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, but like to kind of point out for like what we were talking about a while back was just like Bocchi.
But the show is great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But I don't think
enough
for
that.
this
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah,
context.
not quite enough
Yeah.
depth. She is a little one note as a character.
Yeah, whereas Riza is a little bit has a lot more.
A lot more to do.
Yeah. So
All right. Next up is Revy versus Maomao.
Mama.
Momo.
Which like is easy for you two, but is hard for me because I love them both so much. I gotta vote for Revy, but like I'm good with Maomao. So Like-
Would Revy kill Maomao?
yes,
Yeah.
100%.
We see that's why she lost. How could you kill Maomao? She'd have all of China after her. Or whatever fucking fake Asian country that's supposed to be based in.
Yeah. It's like I love Maomao, but I also love Revy. They're both great. Megumin versus Misuzu.
Megumin.
It's Megumin.
Megumin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Megumin's gonna win it. It might be yours. Look, we're actually gonna choose an adult. Possibly.
All right.
The winner is Gojo.
So it's Gojo.
Damn it.
I think these are technically the quarterfinals. I don't know, March Madness, whatever the fuck you call it.
Final four?
Final split.
No, final 8.
Oh, it's final 8.
So I think quarterfinals, and the next one is semis, and then the finals. I don't know. I don't do sports.
Not even sports anime.
I just run this bracket. Your versus mine. I vote mine.
Damn, that's kind of hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it at your for me.
Oh, Caesar gonna break the tie.
It's totally fine if you do. I'm just.
Write-in candidate, Robin.
I'm leading mine.
Ooh.
It's just really good backstory.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because mine for a lot of reincarnated characters, like they don't really grapple with the fact they like took over someone else's life, and
Yeah.
mine really does. But then
A lot of them are, I was born into this thing.
Yeah.
I like woke up and now I'm this.
well, a lot of otome isekai like is someone being shoved into a character,
Mm-hmm.
and they really just kind of like, oh, that's just me now.
Side note, and I don't know if you can cut this out if you want, but
Yeah.
there was like the T Duchess series that Korean
Yeah.
manhwa where they did actually talk about the fact that she took over
Right.
the body of Duchess,
Mhm.
and there is that dilemma of like, I took this from someone else. Someone existed before
Yeah,
me.
she does have that guilt, and mine has that too, which
Yes.
is
But I mean, spoiler alert, if we keep this in the talk or not, but at the end, you find out she didn't just outright take over that body. They actually swapped bodies, and it actually worked out.
Yeah, that
for
was a really sweet detail. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, but again, cut this out if you want.
Yeah,
Fair, but-
I might. It's gonna be long anyway. But yeah, so it's like mine deals with that, and then like she also forms a real attachment to her new family and
Mhm.
friends, which is like, in the first season where you think she's legitimately gonna die, it like breaks your heart, like when her parents react to it.
Mhm.
It's just like, I don't cry at a whole lot of your anime, but I was like legit tearing up when her dad was losing it in that
Bro,
one
I
episode.
cried when Ash won the fucking championship.
Dude, I
Like a
cried
man.
when I cried when Butterfree when he let go Butterfree.
Oh, I remember Butterfree. Oh,
I could not watch that episode for
Did
years.
you
Real.
see when Ash won the championship?
Yeah.
They went fucking hard.
That
Mhm.
there's
They
that.
played the original theme song. in
Yeah, I
English.
saw. Oh.
And
All right. So next matchup, this one should be pretty easy. It's Katarina versus Freerin.
it's free.
Freerin. Curb stomped her like she, pulled
Like she was a-
Aura
Yeah.
to kill herself.
Freerin.
Yeah.
I'll give her the edge on that one. Actually, what would make you cry is July and April. Oh, I did.
I don't know. I
I think I
didn't.
did.
It's like
It was only that one scene.
we can
towards
talk
the end.
about that in the next
Yeah.
recording, but like I'm not a huge fan of that one.
Ah, you bitches.
All right. So next we've got Marcille versus Riza.
It's Marcel.
It's Marcille.
Marcel.
Yeah.
There's no contest. I mean, I love Riza, but
Last one of the quarterfinals, Maomao versus Megumin. I gotta go Maomao.
Maomao.
I gotta go elf girl. I mean, mage girl.
Mage girl.
I'll have to.
All
My
right,
principal.
Angie, you're the tiebreaker.
Just
I
say
already
Mama.
said it.
Oh, you.
Yeah, Momo.
Yeah.
Take me.
I'm still probably gonna use her as the thumbnail for the episode, like the part where she's like hugging her staff. I do love Megumin, but Maomao is better. Semifinals. You got Mine versus Freerin.
Racist elf or Darth Vader.
I gotta go racist elf. Freerin is the
Freerin.
elf girl.
I'm picking Darth Vader.
Well, Angie and I pick Freerin. And then Marcille versus Maomao.
Mama.
Maomao.
Momo.
I knew it was gonna end like this. It was gonna be Mama or Freerin. It should have been yours.
You're the one you could have.
All right. The finale is Maomao versus Freerin. This is really hard. I honestly don't know. I need a minute to think about this.
Mama.
I'm leaning Freerin. I love them both so much, though. I gotta go with Freerin. So, Angie, you got the tiebreaker.
Oh, the pressure.
Mama's good just because I really like the show.
Yeah.
Freerin's good because it's Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. But Mama.
All right, Angie. It's all up to you.
Should I play Jeopardy music?
Copyright.
Oh no, we got to keep it March Madness. There's like 2 seconds on the clock, and you got to make 3-pointer. Kobe.
As I throw a football.
What? I thought we were playing baseball.
Dude, like part of me wants to like pick Maomao, but also part of me is like Freerin is also really
Yeah, I'll help you out. What would him with a hero do? I know. Who
Get
you would
rejected
do.
and then die. That's what he would do.
I saved this dragon bone for you. Bitch. Dies.
I'm probably just gonna go with Maomao on this one.
It's like,
Damn.
I love Free Rent, but I understand. I also love Maomao. Alrighty then. Best girl of the first annual Best Girl bracket is Maomao from Apothecary Diaries. We have a winner. Yes.
That only took us like what, 4 hours?
Yeah, but it was fun.
Thankfully, yeah, we did do a lot of tangents, but I think having this list here really helped to
Focus everything.
Yeah.
So maybe if we do something similar for the next episode. So for the
Script it
fans,
out.
the next episode is going to be focused on romance anime, which we're going to do in February, but fuck that deadline up real good.
Yeah, it's probably like my
Yeah.
but
Nah,
Well, yeah, you've got a good excuse.
yeah. I mean, all right, let's put it this way. February is usually the typical time of the anime trope of Valentine's Day, where like either you're getting chocolates from someone, eating black noodles in despair, or
Caesar.
or you're just some loser who watches good old romance animes because you're a lonely weeb and you have nothing else to do, which is very much what I did.
Yeah, I watched some of it with my fiance, but like she's not super into rom-coms, which is weird considering like I'm the one into rom-coms and she's not.
that's not weird. You like Taylor Swift.
I mean, yes, I do.
No, my husband was working unfortunately that weekend, and he was doing overnights, so it was like, "Fine, what do I do?"
Mhm. All right. Well, signing off, Mau Mau Best Girl, and we'll see you next time.
Later.